And also, if we're gonna talk about better than safe, I don't think Spice should have went home. I have seen that exact outfit at Party City while shopping for a Halloween costume.
Yeah, but she was wearing a Sheen outfit.
She should have been lip syncing for her life, or she would have been born to sashay away. Yeah. What the hell are we gonna do now? Party. Hey, what is up? Hello, you guys. My name is Nick, and as always, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'm joined here with my lovely boyfriend,
Jacob.
Thank you for joining me today, Jacob. It's quite nice to have you on the Nick show, Nick's channel. So today we are here to give you our Drag Race Season 5 end of season predictions. Darn, okay. So today we are here to give you our Season 15.
You're doing a whole lot.
I just can't get the number.
You never can.
Here we go. Today we are here to give you our Season 15 end of season predictions. So there are currently 8 queens left.
Halfway through.
I'm trying to find out why you're blowing into your phone right now.
I had hair on my phone.
I don't want to hear it. So long story short, we're going to go ahead and run through these. We're going to tell you what we think of each queen, and we're going to rank who we think is going to come in what spot as we near the end of the season. With all that being said, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe down below if you love gay or if you love Drag Race, or maybe you love both. Maybe you think we're a cute couple, which we are, obviously. So yeah, go ahead, comment, like. Let's get into today's video. So, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to... You were so unserious.
I'm sorry. Today, I'm going to go ahead and get...
So, I'm going to go ahead and start... I'm going to go ahead and start us off with one of the best queens in history. The one, the only, you all know her, you all love her, Sasha Colby. So truly, I think that she is likely going to end up being the winner of this season just because she literally has it all. She is that girl. She is the one to beat. Like, there's just nothing she can't do. All of her runway looks have been absolutely phenomenal. She's done amazing in all of her challenge. And then on top of that, super sweet, just humble and
motherly.
She doesn't miss, like, mother. She's mothering every single day. So there's not much I can say about her because no matter what she does, you can just expect me to say absolute unmatched perfection. So Sasha, she's going to be my number one, and that's where I'm going to start. I'm just going to go down the list until I get to my last bottom. So for my second queen, there are 2 queens that are kind of like teetering for this spot, but I'm just going to go ahead for the sake of this video and give it to one of them, Anitra. She walked that duck, and I don't know if you guys saw Marcia's Twitter post, but yeah, so basically Anitra means duck,
I didn't know that.
and she walks that duck, so it's like so perfect. I don't know if she did that on purpose, I don't know if this was just a coincidence, but Anitra, she is so amazing. I will say in all of her challenges, I don't feel like she's necessarily excelled, but she has still done absolutely phenomenal. Now on the Lollapalooza lip sync smackdown, what the?
She shouldn't have had to do all that. They were just giving good television.
You know, somebody said on Twitter, they were like, well, she was technically in the bottom. Imagine being in the bottom for being one of the best queens, and not only that, but you chose to send the harder queen home. Like,
didn't she lip sync against Luxx? Wasn't that the one? And Luxx won. Love Luxx to death. Again, we've never done drag yet. We have opinions. But I think that Anitra won that lip sync, not Luxx.
I think that they set it up like that for the sake of views, because let's be real, if we were looking at it, Anitra would have won, but imagine, or you didn't even have to imagine because this is how it turned out, it was so much better when Luxx was safe, and then you had Spice, Jax, and Anitra. Anitra said, what do I look like lip syncing against Spice? Like, is that fair? And then she kicked Jax's ass and sent her home, which honestly, I think Jax is a little past her expiration date on the show, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. Long story short, Anitra did the damn thing, and truly, that was just such a boss bitch move to say, this isn't fair. Girl, you're safe. Let me go ahead and give it to the bitch that needs it. And she did. She walked that fucking duck, and she sent it home.
Quack, quack.
Quack, quack. So now for my next queen that was kind of tying with Anitra for that top 2 spot, Mistress Isabelle Brooks. She can paint a freaking face. She is so hilarious. Now, at first I didn't like her. I thought she was a little rough around the edges and kind of rude. She was just kind of like a bitch. It's called charisma. Oh, we'll call it charisma, yes. But she has some really funny sayings. One of my favorite things is her and the whole drag delusion thing, because she was right. A few queens have suffered from some major drag delusion, and Mistress, she's gonna call it how she sees it. I think she's a very well-rounded queen. Her makeup is great. Her looks are great. Her freaking ball, that gown,
yeah,
gorgeous. Like, now, the only thing where she didn't sell me, a lot of people loved it, Her lip sync, it was good. I wasn't completely mesmerized, but also they're cutting the episodes in half, so it's like we didn't even really get to see her true greatness. They just took some freaking random cuts that they thought we wanted to see. But I freaking love Mistress. I love watching her on screen, and I think she's quite mesmerizing.
I mean, we're kind of on the same page, but I slightly disagree a little bit. I can't say who's gonna win. I can say who I want. I think I want Sasha to win, but I do think top two is gonna be like the crown, the two final ones getting for the crown. I think it's gonna be Sasha and Mistress. I think Anitra is gonna be third. No, I think Luxx will be fourth.
So for me, I think that Mistress is a bit funnier than Anitra is, but Anitra's lip syncs and the way that she can command a stage in that sense, it's hard to imagine her going home unless they did like a very serious comedy challenge, and even then, I feel like it'd be splitting hairs.
I don't think she'll go home. I think the top four will be Sasha, Mistress, Anitra, and Luxx, and I think that they'll lip sync for the crown. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be Mistress and Sasha. So I think Anitra is going to be in the final four. But I would be happy if she won, but I don't think she will.
And then for my fourth pick, which he also just said his fourth pick, also Luxx Noir London.
Yeah.
I freaking love her. Everything about her. I love her drag. I think she's so funny. I think she's a very funny queen. I just feel like there are funnier queens on the show that overshadow her, but she is still extremely funny. Her drag is so freaking good. Her confessionals kill me when she said, honestly, I'm a little very gagged. Like every time Luxx opens her mouth, I'm cracking up. She looks beautiful while she does everything. She isn't the best lip syncer on the season, but she's so mesmerizing and gorgeous that she's still gonna captivate me just by looking at her. And she really does give you kind of that windswept Beyonce having the fans going kind of look, but her performance is more so in line with Adele, where I'm gonna stand there, I'm gonna give you looks, but she's not how to break it down.
No, she'd break her bones.
But also I've seen her lip syncing like at clubs like after Drag Race, and honestly
She's grown a lot.
she's grown a lot. Like her drag is so freaking cute. Her and all 30
very
inches of
good.
her wig.
40, but
35 on a good day.
depending on humidity. But I do think that she did deserve to be at least in the top in this last challenge at the ball. She was better than safe.
She was gypped. And also, if we're gonna talk about better than safe, I don't think Spice should have went home.
No.
I think that Lucy Laduka should have thrown on her Ladukas and lip synced for her life,
glad you
because
did that.
her and Selena honestly were both the bottom queens.
Yeah.
Spice's look didn't look very unfinished to me. I think Rue was wrong. I think Michelle was wrong. I just think that they were very critical about her. And
Bianca
I will
was
say,
right.
Bianca was right. A Spice can't lip sync for her life at all, but even when she did her lip sync against Lucy in the Lollapalooza, I thought she won because truly Lucy has the biggest case of drag delusion out of the cast right now, because she keeps thinking that she's doing like all of these groundbreaking things, and I'm like,
I think Lucy's
I'm
just
bored.
really in her head.
The drag is loose. The drag is loose. Like
No, the body's always right and tight.
here's the thing, it's not the body, it's the performance that's loose. And her, I think I should have won. Oh, babe, you might want to get your eyes
She's
checked.
really good. She'll make a great All-Stars queen.
It's like, even when she came out there in her little Midsummer-esque type of look, I was like, what is this? Yay, hippie, but it was giving Party City Halloween costume.
It was knockoff Lana.
It was literally a knockoff Lana Del Rey. Like, I have seen that exact outfit at Party City while shopping for a Halloween costume. So I feel like they let her be
It was
safe.
the same thing with the puffer thing.
It's just, Lucy has been safe a lot of challenges. I don't think she should have been safe. But here's the thing, she knows how to pad, and truly her looks look good on her.
Every
and
time.
she is funny. Like,
Done her
her Joan
before.
Rivers was amazing, but
Yeah.
she keeps thinking that she's this outstanding queen that needs to be at the top. I think she should have been humbled, and she can't lip sync either. Like, I think Spice has beaten her. Like, Spice should have won, or not won, but Spice should have at least been safe over Lucy in this last challenge. And she should have beat Lucy in that lip sync. Like, I don't think Lucy rightfully won. And that does kind of tick me off because, like I said, I think Rue and Michelle are both wrong. And they're giving Spice such like a hard time, but I'm like, she does the damn thing. And there are very few queens that have such like a cute, put together, clean makeup look.
Yeah.
And like idea the way that she does. And granted, it's that same silhouette, but she's gonna look damn good while she does it. And also, we're talking about the same silhouette. Rue stopped dragging Marcia for her same silhouette, but
The makeup is improved.
hey, I'm not here to drag Marcia. I really do like Marcia.
Yeah.
Which also brings me into the next queen, Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. So I think she would be my 5th place out of this. I think she's very pretty. I think she's very talented, but her drag, and look, it's not her drag under any circumstances. I just think her drag is not as elevated as some of the other queens. It's very beautiful drag, but she has a more soft and subtle drag. And her comedy, although she's funny, it's just, like I said earlier, there are just certain queens in this group that are just, you're funny, but they're hilarious.
Yeah.
And so it's also like, even though you make the cut, you're just missing that top mark, which it's like crazy that she hasn't been in the top yet, but also, I'm not surprised because she has had some good moments. It's just, she's up against some really stiff competition, but I do like Marcia. I think she's an incredible queen, and I don't have many critiques for her. Personally, I don't think that Rue and Michelle need to come for her makeup as much. Because, like, truthfully, I don't think her makeup's bad. Like, you know, it's just a drag preference. Not everybody needs to beat their face to the gods to put together, like, a full idea, because all of her ideas, fully actualized, gorgeous queen. It's just sometimes I do find myself a little bit...
It's lacking.
Yeah, but not in a bad way. And I know this, like, if it's lacking, it sounds like it's in a bad way. It's just compared to these other queens.
But then it isn't in a bad way, because if you can't hold your own, then...
But it's like, she can because she's funny in her challenges. She always has, like, the right idea. Also, I had a feeling she could lip sync because she has her theater background and her dance. Yeah, but she's wearing
a Sheen outfit.
That's valid. That is valid. That outfit was very simple.
But I'm bored.
And it's like, she did turn it out like, Malaysia was like, oh.
Yeah.
Roll.
She still let me get this leg up.
I quite enjoyed her on the season. I love her like bubbly personality. Now that Spice is gone, I feel like she really is going to be kind of like the ray of light peacekeeper kind of person.
That's
a little shady. See, Sasha, she's the peacekeeper, but she's too quiet. Like, she's not going to speak out.
That's because she knows what's good for her.
I do love Marcia. I do. But I do feel like she has some improving to do as a queen. I just couldn't quite tell you what it is other than the fact that for her outfits, I'd like them to be more. I like them to be more drastic. She hasn't stepped out of her comfort zone, which I get. Like, once you get to Drag Race, it's like, you only can do so much. Your outfits are pre-made. But I do think...
you can do something. What was her name? Mo Hart. She didn't like one of the outfits that she was going to wear, made a whole gown. I mean, while she was there. There's no excuse.
I mean, she can sew, but also... she's still such a well-rounded queen, and she made the majority, if not all, of her outfits. So I still give that to her, because like, sure, they're saying it looks off the rack, and they try to say it in a boring way, but it is like her craftsmanship. It's quite impressive. It's just drag it up, babe. Like, this would be cute for a little appearance, but for Drag Race, when you're on the main stage in front of Rue,
that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm like, Lucy, I think Lucy for me would place above Marcia had she have actually had to lip sync for her life like she should have this past episode. She needs a fire lit under her ass. That way she can actually go up there and be like, oh, she needs to be humbled, like you were saying. Marcia is doing great. She's not really being able to be fairly critiqued. Every time she gets critiqued, they blame the makeup, and really she needs to be critiqued more so on like what she can advance and how she can show herself more. So I can't blame Marcia for that. I want to root for Lucy, I really do, but she just kind of is annoying.
Lucy. Lucy has just been kind of bratty and annoying the last few episodes, and she's gotten on my last nerve, especially considering, like Rue said, you said it. Like, don't say the edit did it because it came out of your mouth. But on top of that, her drag delusion's just getting like out of control because
has some very simple outfits.
And I just feel like she's really getting by safe, and it's like, it's not her fault that Rue's picking her to be safe. No, I just think that Rue should have kind of been like, hey, and called it how she saw it a bit more.
Lucy and Marcia for me are tight.
As far as lip syncing goes, Lucy just pissed me off, and again, it was Rue's choice, so I can't blame her for it. But long story short, I do think Lucy's a good queen. I've just been a bit ticked off with her placements in this competition because I don't feel like they were all valid, and I think Rue should have been a little bit harder on her because Rue tore into her, but Rue was always like, hey, she's safe. She is funny. She does like look good in her drag. It's just been so boring, and for Rue to come at some girls' throats for their drag and not
like
hit
Marcia.
Exactly. Or even the way she tore into Selena, I believe it was, on the design challenge.
The first design challenge.
I didn't hate it.
No, that was not. It wasn't bad. There were some that were worse.
But that's how to say on Lucy, her and Marcia, they are right there.
Yeah.
For my next one, Malaysia Baby Doll Fox. I do
like
quite enjoy her as a queen. I love her personality. It's just sometimes her drag, I think it's getting better. Sometimes her makeup didn't land for me.
Yeah.
I typically enjoy her runways. Sometimes her makeup wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. But in some challenges, well, in a lot of them, should I say, I found her fading into the back. Now, there have been some challenges where I feel like she should have actually had higher placement. Like, there were a few where I thought she should have been top. But for a good bit of it, sometimes I do just feel like she fades to the back. Just because I feel like she does try to keep it kind of reserved, but now I feel like there's kind of this fire in her because getting towards the end, or getting to see more of her, and like
she's stepping up, she's getting more comfortable. Like at the beginning of the season, she was definitely more reserved. Like you could tell, she like Sasha, she was so put together. She didn't want to like shine a negative light, I guess you could say. But she's been making good TV recently, and I like it.
And I love how she stood up for herself. Was kind of like, hey, look, because at first I was like,
absolutely right. Marcia
like,
should have minded her business.
The girls are fighting. And I was a little bit scared because I was like, damn. But you know, I was just like, hey, put your foot down. Yeah, I mean, that's all I really can say for her. Then last but not least, I'm gonna have to put Selena at the very bottom. I'm really upset because going into the competition when they were doing like their promo, I love Selena so much. I had such high hopes for her.
I still like her.
And I think she's a funny personality, but these last few episodes, you can kind of tell that she's kind of like cracking because she keeps ending up in the bottom. Well, not even keeps ending up, but it's like the first design challenge and now this one. And you can just kind of tell like, oh, this is starting to kind of get under her skin. She's letting the competition run her, not running the competition. And she had this big personality, so I'm thinking she's going to go and she's going to be a force of nature, a force to be reckoned with. And I just found myself kind of let down by her, I guess. And that like breaks my heart because I really like her from a personality standpoint, but some of her runway looks have just been kind of boring. They're either boring or they're just like over the top, absolutely extravagant and beautiful, because her lip sync look, I was like, oh my gosh, you look absolutely divine.
She was good. That's the best she's done on season. She looked divine. Yeah, and she can bring that same energy to every single time. Every time.
Her makeup's good. I thought her lip sync was quite hilarious. Like, you know, Luxx was kind of mad that she didn't win, but I couldn't take my eyes off of Selena. Like, it was hilarious. Little belly flop to the floor. I was screaming, but overall, I just feel like compared to the other queens, she has done the worst respectively. Not that she's been awful, but again, when you're compared to such stiff and like good competition, it's not hard to be in the bottom and be the worst, even if it's not that you're bad. It's just you're not
the best.
You're not doing what these other queens are doing. And
well, I mean, you came out. The Muddy Ball, Raja ate it up. You can make beautiful gowns. She came out trying to look like a palm tree. Well, first of all, it looked like a mess.
I think it would have been cuter if she would have just made like a little gown, like something form-fitting, and the dollars were just kind of on there. But I was like, it just looked messy, and I find it hard to believe that she tried that on before coming to the show.
Loved it. The idea was great.
I get it. It's just, that was honestly probably one of the worst runway looks I've ever seen. I was just like, what the is this? It wasn't good. It was very bad. And
she had it made too.
Here's my thing.
Even if she made it still.
I was like, that's something that I can make. I know nothing about sewing.
And like her gown that she made was okay. I think had she have just, of course it was not fitting, but had she have sold it a little more, she could have been okay. She could have been okay.
All I know is that she should have been in the bottom with Lucy Laduka. Laduka should have been on. She should have been lip-syncing for her life, and then she would have went home because
especially that like simple bag.
It was the little Lana knockoff.
I don't even know what it was. Like Malaysia said, I don't know what it was.
She thought she was in her Born to Die era, and she was not. She should have been lip syncing for her life, or she would have been born to sashay away.
Yeah, I will say Spice has just done so mediocre up to this point. And I really like Spice. I think Spice is gonna get Miss Congeniality.
Spice has such a sweet personality, and I loved her drag. The only issue is that a lot of the times I feel like she was just good at looking pretty in her canned bits. I feel like she didn't know what to do outside of her canned bits because she's created such a strong persona for her drag that she was like, what the hell are we gonna do now? And I feel like she wasn't able to come out of her comfort zone, but also she is relatively new to the whole performance part of drag because on TikTok, it's one of those things where people come to you for a niche. Like, you make one funny video, they want you to just recreate that same video in different ways every single time. Like, that's all I can say really, but my heart is broken now that Spice is gone just because sometimes the tension can be a little, like you could cut it with a knife and Spice is just kind of like, party.
What makes me really happy though is like seeing how far Spice and Sugar come post Drag Race.
I know, and
after their season, like it's been
I saw a clip on Twitter. They can kind of lip sync now. Like they've given up on the little two-step tap dance.
We'll try. I'm tired of it.
Kitty girls. I don't know. This has been such an intense cast. Like as it's kind of weeded out the other queens. Truly, the other queens, I feel like they've all went home at the right times. I feel like the other queens that have went before, it was their time to go. It was a long time coming. Now that we are at the end, I'm just like, holy crap. But it is what it is.
I'm ready for them to
fatality. Trust me, they've been fighting.
But I'm ready for drama.
But yeah, so that's kind of our little list.
Okay.
So yeah, as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. It really helps out my channel. If you want to see more gay leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below because I'll put him back on my channel.
I'm a little very gagged.
Honestly, I'm a little very gagged. But yeah, so thank you guys so much.
Thanks.
Thank you guys, so
Peace. Love. Pixie dust.
I don't know how I did that. Bye.